Are you sure you don't want to go through this at first? No?
Yeah, I really would think it'd be best to do this first.
Okay.
My idea had been to do a 3-night stopover in Vienna to see the Easter markets and also view the beautiful Danube River Valley. There were 3 Eastern markets in Vienna when we arrived the last night of the last day in March. Christmas markets are fun places to go in Western Europe, so we were both anxious to experience the spring version. On April 1st, we opted for the market at the Schonbrunn Palace, a place we also wish to visit. For an economical way to get around, there are 3 sightseeing passes: the Vienna City Card, Go City, and the Vienna Pass. I'll put the information for those down below. Schonbrunn means beautiful spring, the artesian well spring, not the season. This is where you buy the tickets to enter the palace. It costs 44 euros each. It also costs 50 cents to use the bathroom there. No big bills, so you have to go back upstairs and buy something to get the change. But once you enter the ground floor of the palace, which you don't need a ticket to enter, you can enter for free, they have free toilets there. So I just walk across the square if I were you. This palace was the main summer residence of the Habsburg rulers. The 1,441-room palace is one of the most famous historic monuments in the country of Austria. The palace and its enormous gardens spans a history of over 300 years. If you do decide to see more than the ground floor of the palace, there are signs everywhere prohibiting photography. Years ago in Amsterdam, we wanted to see Rembrandt's Night Watch. In the museum, they not only warned us about taking pictures, but they had guards to assure that we didn't. When I asked the guard about this, he said because the flash would eventually fade the painting. This was years ago, before cell phones were common. I noticed that despite the signs everywhere, several people were taking pictures with their cell phones, but without a flash. Mostly, it seemed, the guards ignored them. So, I guess it's not all right to take pictures with your cell phone, but you can probably get away with it. In 1548, the owner of this land built a mansion called Katterberg. In 1569, Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian II purchased a large plan of land and the Katterberg mansion. The emperor ordered the area to be fenced and put game there such as ducks, deer, boar, pheasants, and it served as the court's recreational hunting ground. In a small separate part of the area, exotic birds such as turkeys and peafowls were kept. Fish ponds were also built. For almost 100 years, the area was used as a hunting and recreation ground. Eleanor Gonzaga, who loved hunting, spent much time there and was bequeathed the area as her widow's residence after the death of her husband, Ferdinand II. 1638 to 1643, she added a palace to the Katterberg mansion, while in 1642 came the first mention of the name Schonbrunn on any receipt. The origins of the Schonbrunn seem to go back to Eleanor Gonzaga. The palace, in its present form, was built and remodeled during the 1740s and 1750s. This was during the reign of Empress Maria Theresa, who received the estate as a wedding gift. Franz Joseph, the longest reigning emperor of the Habsburg dynasty, was born in Schonbrunn and spent a great deal of his life there. He died there at the age of 86 on the 21st of November 1916. Following the downfall of the Habsburg monarchy in November of 1918, the palace became the property of the newly founded Austrian Republic and was preserved as a museum. The grounds of the palace are free to enter. The garden on both sides is bordered by 32 over life-size sculptures that present mythological deities and virtues. The Neptune fountain at the foot of the Gloriette Hill is the crowning monument of the garden. There are many other sculptures scattered throughout the garden and palace forecourt, including fountains and pools. Several sculptors, many of them famous, were employed during the completion of these works. Besides their 1,441-room mansion, the Habsburgs had a heck of a backyard. The gardens stretch for 1.2 kilometers north to south, that's east to west, and 1 kilometer north to south. The gardens themselves are a good place to spend an hour or two in the afternoon, and it won't cost you a dime. Also, you can use the restroom for free. After comparing the three passes, the Vienna City Card, the Go City, and the Vienna Pass, we decided on the Vienna City Card. Then, because of time constraints, we ended up taking several Ubers and taxis. But if you plan your excursions a little more efficiently, you can save a lot of money. For transportation around Vienna, we found the city card is hard to beat. You can buy a 24-hour city card for 17 euros, a 48-hour city card for 25 euros, and the 72-hour city card for 29 euros. This gives you a free ride in the municipal city of Vienna itself, not to the airport or outside the city, on trams, subways, buses, or trains. The city card also gives you some discounts on tours, museums, and attractions, just like the Vienna Pass. Although, if you're planning on doing a lot of tours, museums, and attractions, the Vienna Pass might be a better option for you. Someone even cheaper than me did the calculations. If you buy the 24-hour city card for 17 euros and you use public transportation 4 times in a day, then you're spending 9 euros more than if you bought individual tickets. But even though the city card is only good for 24 hours, the discounts on it are good for a week. The 48-hour city card at 25 euros gives you 10 euros and 40 cents worth of discounts, and it's good for a week too after you buy it. And then if you buy the 72-hour city card for 29 euros, only $11.90 are what you pay extra, and it too is good for a week. The Innenstadt, or inner city, is the first municipal district of Vienna. It's the center of the Austrian capital. The Innenstadt is the old town of Vienna. The Ringstrasse circles the inner city, and it runs along the route of the former city walls, or fortifications. The Ringstrasse is only 1.43 square miles. So if you're really thrifty, you can see everything by foot. In less than 2 hours, you can see St. Stephen's Cathedral, the Volksgarten, Beethoven Pasqualetti House, the Berg Theater, the Rathaus, the Historic Center of Vienna, and St. Michael's Church also, the Hofburg. I mean, it's all right there in a small area. There are guided free walking tours also. It's customary to tip the guide. During Easter time, if you happen to be in Vienna, it's worth your time to go to the Easter market. In Vienna, Easter Monday is a public holiday. The only establishments open on public holidays are bars, cafes, and restaurants. Museums are usually open except for New Year's Day. Christmas Day and sometimes Labor Days, the museums are closed. Just like the Christmas market, there's some amazing handicrafts you can see and purchase. All sorts of tasty foods and drinks are for sale at the Easter market also. Yeah. You never know what diversions and attractions you'll find there. The €44 price of our ticket to enter the palace also included the Sissy Museum and the Hofburg, but they're located separate from the Schonbrunn Palace. These tickets also enable you to tour the Hofburg Palace and Sissy Museum, but they're 6 kilometers away from the palace. Thought the Sissy Museum was a little underwhelming. The ticket does give you access to all 3 parts of the fascinating Hofburg Museum, and this includes the audio guide. The Imperial Apartments, if I understood correctly, were the home to the Habsburgs for over 600 years, including the official and private chambers of Emperor Franz Joseph and Empress Elizabeth. So this is kind of their city house, perfectly preserved with their original decor and furnishing. The rooms are an incredible testament to the splendor of the dynastic Austrian royal family, and their personal histories as well. I don't want to sound like the Sissy Museum is not worth seeing. It seemed, though, that a lot of it was just a reproduction of what we had already seen. I personally enjoyed seeing this excellent scale model as things looked during her time.